Burketown. Burketown is an isolated outback town and coastal locality in the Shire of Burke, Queensland, Australia. In the 2016 census, Burketown had a population of 238 people. It is located 898 kilometres 558 mi west of Cairns and 227 kilometres 141 mi west of Normanton on the Albert River and Savannah Way in the area known as the Gulf Savannah. The town is the administrative center of the vast Burke Shire Council. Geography. Burketown is located on the Albert River 2115 kilometers 1314 mi to the northwest of the state capital, Brisbane, with the nearest larger town being Normanton, 227 kilometers 141 mi to the east, and the nearest city being Mount Isa, 425 kilometers 264 mi to the south. The town is roughly 30 kilometers 19 mi inland from the Gulf of Carpentaria. It is located 898 kilometers 558 mi west of Cairns via the Savannah Way passing through the area known as the Gulf Savannah. The town is the administrative center of the Burke Shire Council. History. Aboriginal history. Aboriginal Australian peoples had inhabited the region for millennia before European explorers traveled the area. The Ukulta/Yangalida and Garoa peoples are recognized as the traditional owners of the Burketown area. Native title was recognized on 1 April 2015. A mission was established in 1930 at Burketown by Len and Dorothy Akehurst, who were members of the Christian Brethren. In 1932–33, the Akehursts moved the mission to Bailey Point, near Dumage, about 100 kilometers 62 mi away, at the request of the Aboriginal people. Prior to the establishment of Dumage Mission, many Aboriginal children in the Gulf region were removed to Mornington Island Mission and other missions, and Aboriginal reserves further south. Queensland government records indicate that over 160 people were removed from Burketown between 1900 and 1974. Exploration. On 2 August 1841, Captain J. Lort Stokes was the first European to discover the mouth of a river, which he named the Albert after Prince Albert, Queen's consort. Stokes' party ascended the river for a distance of 50 river miles in a longboat in a search of fresh water. Having followed a bumper wet season, Stokes was greeted by endless grassy plains, which he named the Plains of Promise after a day of exploration. The area was originally named for the Plains of Promise or Province of Albert after Prince Albert, the Queen's consort, in 1841. Town establishment. Burketown, or Burketown, was named in honor of explorer Robert O'Hara Burke, who died shortly after making the first recorded successful south-north crossing of the continent in 1861. The first European settlers arrived in the local region not long after Burke and partner William John Will's expedition. By the mid-1860s, several cattle stations including Gregory Downs, Floraville, and Donors Hill had been founded inland from the present site of Burketown. Burketown was formally established in 1865 by Robert Towns, chiefly to serve as a port and supply center for his extensive properties in the Gulf country. Towns chartered a small vessel, the Jackmill Packet, and on 12 June 1865 it arrived off the mouth of the Albert River. The goods were eventually landed on the present site of Burketown. Towns, a prominent Sydney pastoralist and financier, also established Townsville in the same year. By September 1865 the population was about 40, and by October a store and a hotel were under construction. The balance of buildings were humpies. Rations and grog were plentiful, but already one evil was noted. Prices for goods were so high that some intended settlers could not stay. The town grew, however, currency, both notes and coins, were so short in early Burketown that the business people issued their own currency, dubbed shinplaster or calabashers. These were in the form of IOU hand-printed on tissue paper so that they had as short a life as possible. In February 1866, Lieutenant Wentworth Darcy UHR, with 8 troopers and accompanied by William Lansborough, the first police magistrate, rode into Burketown, where everyone carried a pistol, and where a successful shopkeeper could ride well, shoot well, and be an able pugilist. The pioneer spirit was indomitable, and the first official race meeting was held 25 July 1866, with prize money at $200. In October 1868, towns and Co. traded wool, tallow, hides, and skins between Swears Island and Batavia. Burketown Post Office opened on 1 July 1866, closed in 1871, and reopened in 1883. In the same year, settlement of the region heavily impacted upon the sovereign indigenous peoples. With their lands stolen and hunting grounds denied, local Aboriginal peoples hunted the horses of the settlers. Retribution by the settlers was enacted under Sub-Inspector Ure and was assisted by the arrival of the Queensland Native Police. A massacre of 30 Aboriginal people took place after 12 horses were killed. A further 29 Aboriginal people were murdered shortly afterwards by shooting and bludgeoning. As the Burketown correspondent of the Port Denison Times reported on 4 June 1868, everybody in the district is delighted with the wholesale slaughter dealt out by the native police. The newspaper paid thanks to those involved in ridding the district of 5959 miles or local Aboriginal people. Burketown was used by explorer Francis Cadell as a staging point for refitting and refueling the steamer Eagle and collecting mail and fresh supplies during his 1867-68 survey of the Northern Territory coastline. At first, hopes the town would develop into a major settlement in northwestern Queensland were high. At the first land sale on 14 August 1867, 75 allotments were sold. However, from 1866, tropical diseases ravaged the population. The vessel Margaret and Mary from Sydney came into Port Rife with the fever never properly identified, thought to be typhoid. Between 25 and 50 people died, the majority of the crew and passengers, including the captain's wife. Lansborough evacuated many survivors to Swears Island for a period of 18 months, where a further 2 died and were buried on the island. The town was devastated by a tropical cyclone on 5 March 1887, which flooded almost all of Burketown. Only the highest part of town, near where the council office is currently located, escaped the waters from the Gulf of Carpentaria. A copy of a 1918 report to the Queensland Parliament from the Department of Harbours and Rivers Engineers refers to the sea rising to 5 meters above the highest spring tide level at the Albert River heads. This level is about 8 meters above Australian height datum. 7 people of the population of 138 died in the cyclone. Burketown State School opened on 26 April 1888. 20th century. Burketown's population peaked at 265 in 1911. 21st century. In the 2011 census, Burketown had a population of 201 people. In the 2016 census, Burketown had a population of 238 people. Heritage listings. Burketown has a number of heritage-listed sites including Burketown Lansborough Tree, Musgrave Street, former Burketown Post Office, Truganini Road Boiling Down Works, 150 kilometres 93 mi west-northwest of Burketown, Old Westmoreland Homestead. Climate. Burketown has a semi-arid climate Köppen BSH, though closely bordering on a tropical savanna climate characterized by hot, humid and wet summers and warm, extremely dry winters. December is the hottest month, with average maximum temperatures rising to 35. 4 deg C 95. 7 deg F. Rainfall is minimal from April to November. From December to March, monthly rainfalls of over 500 millimeters 20 in and daily falls over 250 millimeters 10 in are not rare. Flooding, often associated with the passage of a tropical cyclone, often isolates the community for months, whilst failure of the summer rains can be extreme. For instance, in the 1901/1902 wet season, no more than 172 millimeters 6.77 in fell, and the drought caused the death of millions of cattle. Morning glory cloud. From the months of August to November, a rare meteorological phenomenon known as morning glory long, tubular clouds, some up to 1,000 kilometers 620 mi in length, is often observed in the skies above Burketown. The morning glory has become something of a mecca for soaring pilots who surf the giant atmospheric wave in their gliders. Gliding flights of over 500 kilometers 310 mi have become common. Population. At the 2006 census, Burketown had a population of 173. Services. Burketown has a school prep to year 6, police station, post office, council office, service station, small general stores / takeaway shops, bakery and butcher, caravan park, outpost hospital, and a hotel. It is serviced by the Royal Flying Doctor Service from Mount Isa Base. The Burke Shire Council operate the Burketown Airport, which has a regular passenger service from Regional Express Airlines and is also the primary base of Savannah Aviation, which provides aircraft charter services throughout the Gulf, far north / western Queensland, and the Northern Territory. On 22 March 2012, the 92-year-old pub was destroyed in an early morning fire. The pub was subsequently rebuilt. The Burke Shire Council operates a public library at Lot 65, Musgrave Street. Education. Burketown State School is a government primary prep 6 school for boys and girls at Beams Street 17. 7,389 deg S 139. 5,478 deg E/17. 7,389, 139. 5,478 Burketown State School. In 2017, the school had an enrollment of 23 students with 3 teachers and 5 non-teaching staff, 3 full-time equivalent. There are no secondary schools in Burketown. The closest secondary schools are in Normanton, 227 kilometers 141 mi to the east, and Mount Isa, 425 kilometers 264 mi to the south. There are also opportunities for students to complete their education by way of boarding school or via the Mt Isa School of Distance Education. Tourism. Burketown is known as the barramundi capital of Australia and holds an annual barramundi fishing competition during Easter. Scott Station, which includes a tourist lodge, is about 17 kilometers 11 mi from Burketown. In culture, Burketown is believed to be the basis of Willstown. Note the name of Burke's partner above, a very amenity-challenged town fictionally developed into a successful and growing community to become a town like Alice by Jean Paget, a character created by Nevil Shute in his best-selling novel of that name.